Tobias, how would you best describe tonight's game?
Just a tough battle all around for us. I thought the group did a really good job of fighting and keeping our composure throughout the whole night. Slow start from us from the beginning of the game, but our second unit came out there, gave us a lot of fire, a lot of impact. I thought from there, it came down to the turnovers and offensive rebounds for them, especially in the fourth quarter. That hurt us, and I think what we could take from it is just figuring out ways to be more physical in that end, in terms of getting those rebounds when they get a shot up. But it's a tough matchup wise because they space the floor and play 5 out. It makes you get into closeout situations with the type of shooters that they have. But we have to finish possessions and finish plays, and I thought that's what we could take from this game, learning wise, and go in and go to the next one. But as starters, we got to be ready. We got to be impactful for how we start the game and the tone that we play with all throughout the game.
How difficult is it when you're playing a team like obviously the defending champs and how deep they are, when you build such a big hole early, even though if you look like second quarter or mid first quarter on, fairly even throughout, but it's like every time you get close within 3 possessions, 2 possessions, you're still looking up and still.
Yeah. I mean, I've played against that group, Boston team, for some years now, so I know the margin of error with them is very slim. In terms of how they execute and their style of play offensively, and they make you pay for missing defensive rebounds and kicking out for threes or turning the basketball over in the way that they hunt threes and the way that they compete. I think for us, they're the champs for a reason, by their style of play and their experience. And it was tough for us to kind of cut back every time we did cut back, and something happened and they end up hitting a three or just a momentum type of play that hurt us. But I think overall for our group, it's just figuring out we have to be solid with the way that we take care of the basketball and limit our turnovers, and then also the way that we finish possessions on the defensive end.
Seemed like you kind of got it going in the third quarter. You were kind of more aggressive looking for your shot. What was different in the third quarter as opposed to the first half?
I just was reading the game a little bit better than of how they were matched up versus me, and was able to really find myself in a couple of actions where I felt like I had daylight to let it fly, and was able to do that. And I think early on in the game, it took me a second to kind of gain that rhythm and momentum. But once I got out there in that second quarter and was able to really, work the defensive end to fuel our offense, that gave that momentum and that type of energy. And I think that's for our team and our group, we definitely have to rely on the defensive end and bringing that energy for us as a group to fuel our offense. And from there, I think when we come in with that, come in with that mindset, we have been successful.
When you look at, it's like last night with Milwaukee, and then obviously coming in here today, and you don't have much time to get into it. You'll see these guys a week from tomorrow again.
Yeah.
But you're going to have some time in the schedule now. I mean, you've been in the league long enough where I don't know how much more practice time you want to see, but like to get in there and work on certain things, in particular like a team like Milwaukee, Boston, who you just saw, New York, like the urgency in closing out on shooters. Like, how much do you think that it has been an emphasis, but to actually like apply it in practice type settings to say like, hey, we are going to defend.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's two sides of that as well. Is playing against these teams, you see how hard it is to defend them, right? Just because of the way that they skip that ball around the basketball floor and the way that they put you in closeout situations. So we could take some of that into what we do on the offensive end as well, of being shot ready and be able to make quick decisions on the floor. And, that comes with a lot of ball movement, a lot of transition type of play in the game. And then I think defensively is understanding. Obviously, you play against different matchups night after night, but when you play against these playoff teams, playoff caliber teams, championship caliber teams, that all of them possess guys that can do that, and those are those are tough teams for a reason. And I think for us, it's just figuring out our intensity and our level of attention to detail has to pick up when we play those type of groups on both sides of the court.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, thank you guys.